All right, here we are back at it again. Today we're going to install this USB-C port charging little station from Powerwerx. We're going to install this somewhere right about here in the Jeep. So we could have power to charging camera equipment, camera gear, phones, tablets, whatever we got to charge. So we're here in the garage / studio. Give you a quick glimpse of the studio over there in the background. That's where the studio's at. So we're gonna install this. It has a couple of USB-A ports and a couple of USB-C ports. So we're going to install that today. And we got to wire it up to, had to make this custom bracket to hold this plate on here to be able to mount it right here. Out of a piece of aluminum, just painted it, and just put it all together, and so it should be able to hold about right there. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get to that, install that right now, and probably do a time lapse so this video isn't too long. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to installing that right now, and we'll see how it looks at the end outcome. Oh, got the holes drilled. Let's see how this thing lines up. We get the rest of the hardware. Got some stainless steel hardware just to prevent it from future rust or anything like that. Let's clean up some of this metal shavings. detailed clean after we're done with the install. Also, as you can see, using one of these Devos Light Rangers. Use it at camp. Also can use it when doing small projects like this for some lighting. All right. Got all those in there. One. This one's a little snug fit, but it's all right. Good for those. Yeah, all right, we're gonna time lapse this process because these nylon lock nuts are gonna take a minute. So we'll time lapse putting this on and we'll show you the end product of what it's gonna look like. All right, got it somewhat mounted on there. Oh, get that light out of the way. So, got it right there. It's the panel. Two USB ports, USB-A ports, and USB-C. Pretty sturdy. It's on there. So yeah. All right, now let's just do a little bit wiring on the back of that panel and we'll see how it starts up and runs. We got to hook it up to the switch panel, which is right here. So we'll probably hook it up to this one, the auxiliary. Yeah, we'll see how that works. See if the battery gauge works. You got a on and off. I'm assuming this is a breaker. I believe they said it was a 15 amp breaker. So I believe that's what that is. So we'll see if this works. We'll see if all the ports work. But yeah, let's get back to the install and pretty much almost done. So yeah, for the wiring, we're going to use this marine grade wire. I already pre-installed the connectors right here to go into the panel. But first we got to run this wire from the switch panel, which is right back there behind that, and I'll show you that right now, show you where that panel's at, so we could run this wire from there to the back of this panel. So yeah, let's get that done right now. Alright, so here we are in the back of the Jeep, the back seat. So this is where we have the switch panel. For all those switches, it's right here. So we gotta wire that wire into one of the switches. And this is where the whole dual battery setup is, back here, right behind the passenger rear seat. We have the 1000-watt pure sine wave inverter. Then we got the Renogy smart lithium 100 amp hour battery right there. Got the 50 amp DC to DC MPPT charger. And as you see right now, I don't have the solar connected because this is for the solar. Which plugs in right there for the 200-watt solar panel on the roof, which I don't have connected right now because I'm going to be changing this out to a red Anderson connector shortly after this, wiring this switch panel up. So we might show that. We'll see. But yeah, so for right now, yeah, this is where the new spot for the dual battery setup is gonna. It's all set up. So we got the battery strapped down, got the inverter, got the DC to DC charger. Back there we got a 300 amp bus bar. Yeah, it's somewhere back there. Right back there, it's red. Then over here, behind there, we have another 300 amp negative bus bar. Then we got the breaker right there. 250 amp breaker that the positive cable to the battery goes to. So if anything shorts out, anything, it just trips the breaker. Then just in case, got this terminal fuse. It's I think it's from Blue Sea Systems. So just in case, as an extra precaution, got that terminal fuse. That'll blow and cut completely all the power to the whole system back here. That's if that one doesn't work, which it should. I'm not pulling that much power. And then right behind the battery, can't really see them from here. Maybe I'll show in a different video. Got 3 breakers back there. One is for this. I believe it's an 80 amp breaker, which that is Blue Sea Systems as well. Then we got I'm not sure the breaker, I can't see it, but it's back there. We got a breaker for this. I think it's a 60 amp breaker for the DC to DC charger. For that, that's back there. That's Blue Sea Systems as well. Then we got another breaker, 100 amp breaker for the 1000 watt inverter, which that as well is Blue Sea Systems. So for this application, I figure I'll use the higher end fuses and breakers. Not trying to have any fires go on back here. I mean, not that I don't have a fire extinguisher, but still, no fires. All right, now we're going to start wiring the panel to the switch panel. Got some of it already ran down right here, right back in there, comes down right here. Gonna tuck it behind the carpet, run it out through here, run it along there, and then connect it to the panel. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's get it going. All right. Let's pull some of this paneling out of here. Actually, run a zip tie to hold this cable. Along the factory wiring. Tuck it up under there. I'm gonna run it under the carpet. Yeah, there you are. Run the seat belt. Alright. tuck all that in a little bit once we're done. That should be more than enough to connect this to a panel. Yeah. All right. So let's get to finding out which switch we're gonna connect this to. Yeah. Let's do 15. We'll just have to get an extra fuse, a 15 amp fuse for this. All right, got some of this Tessa tape that I use around here. Same kind of heat resistant, tear resistant tape they use in engine bays for a lot of the wiring. We use that to hold some of this down. First, we're gonna pull some of this back on here. That off of there. Too lazy to go get some wire strippers, so I mean, not that they're that far from me, but just want to get this done pretty quick. And you just kind of work it around sleeve of the wire. You don't want to cut none of the strands. Alright. So we got a 10 amp and a 5 amp fuse. Put in this first one. You know what? Let's try something real quick. Right. So we get that turned on. Find out which switches. This one I have labeled aux switch. Right. What? Interesting. Just gonna grab a 15 amp fuse. This is a 15 amp breaker on this panel. All right. Let's see. I believe it's that one. Yes, it is that one. Pull the 10 amp fuse out of there. Throw 15 in there. So we got the 15 there. All right. So that's on there. Let's go see if this thing works. we're gonna have to do it a different way. I'm just gonna have to connect it under there. Just switch this off. All right, power's off. Grab a screwdriver. Should work. We'll just test it. Make sure it's the right switch that I have labeled. The aux. We'll clean that up when we're done. All right. All right. So check it out. All right. So this is what we got. All right. So we have battery voltage. We have the 15 amp breaker, on and off switch, USB-A ports, USB-C ports. Pretty much all we need since 90% of everything is USB-C. Got the battery monitor, that's waterproof. All these have dust covers, water resistant covers. So yeah, and if need to, always shut it down this way. I'll probably constantly keep that on as a breaker. But you come over here to the panel where it says aux. Just switch that off. Switch back on. Come over here. As you can see, let's see, yep. Switch it off. Switch it back on. 13.2 volts. So let's actually see if the voltage is correct on this battery. So we will come to we'll come to the Energy app for the battery. We'll click on the battery. It says it's 87.9% full. Present amps 2.3. All the cells are good. Just go to the DC-DC charger. It's off by 1. Maybe if I reset it, refresh it. Right there it says auxiliary battery. 13.3 volts. It says 13.2. Pretty accurate. Might have that little drop off because it's going through the switch panel, but it's pretty accurate there. All right, so we got that. So yeah, so now we just gotta, let's turn this back off real quick. Turn that off. On the cargo, it's for the cargo light up there. Leave that on for some light. Then of course the fridge, that's on. That's constantly on. All right, so let's go back over there. To finish this up. All right. Let's see, let's get some, oh, we have zip ties right there. So let's clean this up a little bit, close it up, connect it the right way through there, and we should be good to go with this panel back there. Tuck some of this wire under the carpet, zip tie it to the factory wiring under here, and should be pretty much done. So yeah, let's time lapse that to speed this video up. All right. All right, everything looks good under here. Connection's all good. Got that wired in there. Throw the cover back on. Alright. Oh, gotta relabel everything. Labels are coming off. Alright, let's leave that right there. Take this extra wire. We'll settle that up there. Drop something. Alright. Alright. Now, thinking about probably having you guys watch me install this Anderson plug from Powerwerx. It's a red Anderson plug. Just so I know if I install Anderson plugs later on in the future, I'm going to know that one, the red one, is for solar. I also have a 175 amp red Anderson plug up in the front behind my bumper for my air compressor. So yeah, it just makes more sense. Alright, so let's get to replacing that with that. Alright, so for this, I need a crimper. Got a hydraulic crimper for the Anderson lugs. Anderson plug. Got some heat shrink. Might need some of that. And a drill. Okay, so we're going to have to take that off of there and replace it with a new one. And some wire cutters. We'll replace that loom. A different loom. So let's work on that. And yeah, I'll probably do another time lapse and show you the finished product. Alright, sorry the battery died or camera overheated. Some malfunction with the camera. But in the meantime, I did replace the Anderson plug for the solar connection. That's that right there. So that's for the solar connection. Replaced it. That one, the Anderson, the red one. Replaced it with this cheaper one. I mean, probably wouldn't have any issues with this cheaper one, but I mean, has a pretty good connection. But I just trust Anderson connections a little bit better, so decided to replace it with that. Sorry, I had a UPS delivery. But yeah, I think that one's more of a solid connection compared to this off-brand. Not sure where I got it. I think it came with the air compressor that I got. But I also replaced that one with the Anderson connector. Yeah, that one's right here. So replaced it with this Anderson connector. This one's 175 amps. And I have the other end connected at the bottom of behind the bumper, the front of the Jeep. So that one's hard mounted. So all I gotta do is just, when I gotta air back up, I can just take this out, plug it in, and it's good to go. So yeah, trust Anderson connectors a lot more than whatever this one was. So yeah, that's pretty much that setup. Got that installed today. That's a dual battery setup back there. Let's go see actually, let's try this and see if it works the way it's supposed to. Let's try USB-C connection. Pull out the fridge, set this on. So set this up right here real quick. Set that up right there. So yeah, this is connected. Grab my phone. Let's see how that charges. If it charges. If it works the way it should charge. Alright, so it's USB-C to USB-C. Try the USB-C. Plug that in there. And there we go. So we got it charging. This is the USB-A ports. Actually, let's try one of those. So that one works. USB-C. Let's try that one. Let's see if we can get that one to work. Grab a cable real quick. And then let's try USB-A. Plug that in there. And that one works too. So we got everything working back here. Put the dust covers over them. Yep, that's on there. So yeah, got everything installed. So yeah, the next install would be, I did change up the carpeting. I mean the cabinet, the drawer system I had back here. I did raise it about 12 inches. I think it was at 8. So I did raise that a little bit. So the previous slide out drawer is not going to fit. It's also a little bit wider. So I just put this net here to kind of keep things in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a drawer back in there. I might just keep the net here. You can just disconnect it over here. There's a little loops that come with them. You could just unloop it. I can do this with one hand. Yep. Yeah, you just unloop that on both sides. Net comes down. But what I am going to do is I am going to carpet the inside of this. So like I said, I'm most likely not going to put another drawer in here. Just going to leave it open. So yeah, probably just going to carpet all 3 walls inside of here. And then that still gives me the access to this hatch, to access the cubby that most Jeeps come with for extra storage. And yeah, this is just one of the first mods I did. Has this locking hatch. These things are made for boats, so it's weather resistant, water resistant. So if I spill anything back here, you know, go under some water crossings, it should keep everything pretty dry down there. But yeah, ended up changing that, lifted it. I did carpet it, so both sides are carpeted. Actually, over here I could store my induction cooker. That's where I store that. So I'll carpet it over here. Still has the 110 outlet right here. It's connected to the inverter. So that's still there and connected. So if I need to, you know, power the induction top right there, I just plug it in right there, fold down the table. It's less cleanup and less messy than the propane grill. And that just has a cover that makes that weather tight. I did also attach these little tie down points. There's 4 of them. Might put 2 more towards the back, just in case if I put something up here, might need to strap it down. Those will hold. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been done today. And I did put a battery monitor here. The previous one I did have in here. I did have mounted right here. That's why you see that hole right there. I did have a different one that had built-in USB-A and USB-C ports. built into it. That was right there, but I wanted to add something a lot more rigid, and that's more fast charging. And so yeah, remove that one. Just put the old one of these I had right here. So I have those two plugs there now. Actually more ports, 2 USB-C, 2 USB-A. That just had one of each. So yeah, this right here, I'm gonna just probably put one of those plastic or rubber plugs, just plug it up. Won't even know it's there. So yeah, next video I'll probably be carpeting the inside of these 3 walls for storage. So yeah, that's pretty much the install and custom work for today. Like I said, I had to custom make this bracket to hold this plate. Works, looks good, blends right in. It's more rigid. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. If you want to know pretty much how I built that bracket, I'll probably have some pictures of the before and after on Instagram. Maybe I'll post some pictures I have in this video towards the end. So yeah, and this panel and these ports are made from Powerwerx. Their products are pretty good. They're pretty good on shipping too. I mean, I ordered that maybe a week ago and got it like 3 days later. So yeah, if you want to know more of anything else that I have done to the Jeep, just leave a comment at the bottom. And I mean, if you like this content, I'll be doing more off-road camping within the next couple of weeks. So those videos should be up pretty soon. Might do a couple of videos at the range. Also, so if this is the kind of content you want to see and you like the content that I'm putting out, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time. All right. Thanks for watching.